It's never too old to learn. That was the greatest
Lovely.
lesson. And sometimes also with self-doubt, you have to put something in the garage that whatever that self-doubt is, park it
Yes.
and branch off.
Believe in your infinite potential. Your only limitations are those you set upon yourself. Welcome to Unlocking You podcast, where we chat, share, empower, and motivate. Thank you for joining. Today, I am very excited to have joining us a very special person who started out as my classmate, but who has become my family. Today's special guest is Miss Lorna Maycock. Lorna's legal career is fascinating, and Unlocking You aims to explore how she has conquered self-doubt using her achievements to build confidence. Let us welcome our special guest today, none other but Lorna Maycock. Thank you for joining us today. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. It's good to have you as well. So, should I say Lorna? Yeah, is that okay with Lorna?
Yes, that's okay.
Okay. So Lorna is a very special person to me, very, very dear to me. She is a very gentle-souled person, caring, determined, and lots of resilience. I have asked Lorna to be my guest today, and she accepted the invitation. And I'm very happy and very excited to discuss a topic that will empower, motivate, and help others along their journey, or if they're struggling with self-doubt or confidence, it will surely help you in whatever way it can. So today, we're going to discuss more about conquering self-doubt, reflecting on achievements as fuel for confidence. I have watched her legal career bloom. I have watched the struggles, I have watched the determination and how she has overcome them. But it will not be right for me to discuss about it. It's best for you to hear it from the person herself who has overcome these struggles and self-doubt. Now, can you just discuss a bit more about yourself, and background information that you wish to share with us today?
Thank you, Sheri, for those kind words. Very kind indeed. And yes, we go way back. As she said, I'm Lorna Maycock, and I'm from the beautiful island of Trinidad and Tobago. I am 63 years, so the age difference is way there, but age is just a number. And yes, the struggle was there. The self-confidence wasn't there. The determination was there. The funds was not there, but I made it. So yes, ask me any question. I'm willing to answer you. And also, I like the way you phrased it, that it will help others, help other young people or even older people like myself who always wanted to do something and didn't have the confidence that they can do it or they can persevere.
Yes.
So yes.
That's very true. You are watching Unlocking You podcast. You are stronger than you think. You've got this. And if Lorna and myself can overcome self-doubt, as a fuel for confidence, you can do it as well.
All right.
So we're going to jump into the first question. And the first question is, what was that period in your life like when you were filled with self-doubt? Everything around you, your mind, your entire being was just filled with self-doubt. What was that period like for you?
That period was really a struggling one. It was actually some years just before retirement. When I said, when I was growing up, 20 years of age, I wanted to be a lawyer. Law was my first love. Law and to be a linguist.
Okay.
I gave up on the linguist because we didn't have those universities in Trinidad and Tobago, but law was it. And then I see myself like coming to the end of my journey and wow, I was nowhere near this legal thing. And I said, wow, can I do this at 55? Can I really do this when I'm seeing around me, the youths are really the ones who were going into that profession? And then I said, nah, man, you could do this. If you set your mind to it, you could do this. And I started to look for schools that was offering the law. But in looking, I was only seeing young people, 18 years, 19 years.
Right.
And I said, no, I can't do this. They would devour me. I have passed through that journey. I have passed that dash. But, and it was, I was very, not confident. I was saying, no, you always wanted to do law. Why you letting that keep you back? Why you letting that keep you down? Why you jumping off your road?
Right.
But eventually, I did find a school that when I went, they were so welcoming and warm and amiable. And then I see people around me smiling, and I went in with both feet then.
Right.
I did. And I made the jump. The cost wasn't very high. I could have afforded it. And I registered and got accepted.
That's really good. That's really good. So it was so much around you that contributed to your self-doubt during that period. You thinking that you've passed the age, and it's only young people that's going towards this law dream. You won't fit in. It's not your calling anymore. You should change career path. Don't think about it anymore. And all this self-doubt going around you that made you feel like this is not for you.
Yes. It was.
You mentioned that funding was an issue or problem for you, meaning that you didn't know where the money was going to come from to achieve this goal or to even start law school. Did this contributed to your fear of even trying to start law at the age of 55? Not knowing where the money is going to come from, not knowing if it was the right time to still try to do law. How did this impact you as a person?
Well, yes, it even doubled on the fear and the self-confidence. It even doubled on it because finding the right school was one thing, but then you had to have the monies to start. But thank God in my country, they offered something called GATE. So I would have gotten half funding. And then I never negated on any of my GATE responsibilities. So I was right in line for GATE. So I was covered by GATE. So that was just another step in the right direction. However, the age factor, I was thinking at that age, what am I going to start this law to do? Right. I'm not going to open my own firm. I've already at the pinnacle of my career. Why start now? All the doubt was there, but then it came back. You always wanted to study law. You love to argue a point. It was your first love. And then I said, nah, man, just jump in. You could do this. You got this. You can do this. And I went right for it. I got the gate approved. At least the school was very happy to see an ageable person coming into their classroom, mixing with 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds, and even the students themselves. You know, they used to say, Tans, how are you going? And that sort of thing. But, you know, it kept me going because they didn't look down at me. As a matter of fact, the good thing was they were looking to me to go to class every day, keep notes for them, and keep them abreast of what is going on. So there was a plus there. So even if I was there doubting myself because I was working at the time, full-time work, full-time classes, and full-time studies. So I had to hit the road by 6 a.m., run to work, clocking, do some work, then leave work, travel 4 miles at least to get to class, switch from work mode to class mode, and then switch back to work mode, and then switch to study mode. It was really a difficult time, but I made friends that keep leveraging my enthusiasm. That enthusiasm, I never lose sight of it. I never let it go. And it helped to buttress that fear and that doubt that keep harboring, girl. You could do this. It's so difficult. It's so hard. But the enthusiasm, I was enthused all the way. And so the cost was one part, but then I still had the doubt. But then the students embraced me, and you know, they make it look as, we glad to have Tans in class because she will come to school every day. She would give us what the homework is. And then I had to find time to study. Yeah. Wow. That was a difficult road.
That was going to be, my next question was going to be, how did you overcome the self-doubt? But as you reflected there, I remember, because I left St. Vincent and went to the same institution as yourself, and I was 20 years old at that time. And I've never left home, and I was looking for someone of a motherly figure, someone that I can look up to.
Yes.
I mean, being amongst my peers, 19, 18, 20, I wasn't about that life. I wanted someone who was focused and, you know, to help me be grounded. Yes. And so I was also one of those person who, you know, met you. Met you, and we studied together. We shared together, and for me, that was, you know, I think it helped you as well to overcome your self-doubt, to see that everybody accepted you. That you're there. So you took a leap of faith, and you applied. You applied to do law, and you said to yourself, "To hell with everything else. I am going to do this, despite my age." Despite the funding, I may have to put some money in, but that's fine. I'm getting support from is the GATE a government funded program?
Yes, government funding.
Yes. So I'm getting support from that. I am going to do this for myself. How did you overcome your self-doubt during this period? I know you've mentioned that, you know, because the students and myself, we embraced you. We studied together with you. We were happy and everything. That helped you to realize that this is the place for you. You've made the right choice. But apart from that, how did you internally overcome that self-doubting period in your life?
Well, I am not sure if internally I did overcome it. I mean, I outside put up a strength.
Right.
I did. I put up that strength because I couldn't let the younger ones see that I was bubbling under pressure. So I put up that that face, that front. And also the tutors at the institution welcome me. And one thing I know I used to do is study my work, read my books, because I love to read. So I would read my books. And I'm a person, even if I don't know, I guess my way through the session. And I used to do that. And somehow it was always correct. And then with having people like you who would say, Lorna, just study this, study that. If you go this way or you go that way, it really helped. You all may not know how much it helped. As a matter of fact, let me say thank you so much now, because it was really that leverage that I was really riding on that wave to see myself walk down the aisle in my gown.
Yes.
And I am not sure if I ever overcome that internal self-doubt, because it was always, law is something that is not for the now.
Sure.
It's for the future.
Yes.
And you have to keep studying and studying. So when you think you're there, you have to go another step. So I just keep putting one foot in front of the other. I must say that online was a challenge for me. We used to, at that time, they would do registration online, classes online, payment online, everything online. And that I didn't come from that era. So I always had to now look back at a younger person to how you get to register, how you do this. And they were always willing to show me, look, no, just go here, go there until I get the hang of it. So the doubt was always there internally. But once you put one foot in front of the other, just putting one foot in front of the other, you will keep achieving your goal. You will. The doubt was still there, but I was just keep going one step at a time until I saw the light.
Yes. Thank you very much for that. And I'm so happy that you have joined me today on Unlocking You podcast.
Thank you.
Rightfully, you have said it all. It's your drive. It's your determination. It's your willpower not to give up, not to let self-doubt drown you, but for you to outshine that self-doubt that was around you at that time. And so you push forward, you're resilient, your strength, you put everything into it, and you're like, I have to achieve this. I may not know everything. I may not know everything now, but I am going to continue on this journey.
Yes.
That's who you are, Lorna. You are a person filled with strength, and it exhibits to everyone around you. And it's just that willpower that, like, you got to get it. I remember the midnight oils that we burned.
Oh, yes.
You had work the next day while I can sleep. And I'm like, how do you do it? How do you do it? And you used to be saying that you just have to get it done.
And you must want it. It must have been something you wanted more than anything else. So you just get it done.
Yeah. So you must. And I also agree with you that self-doubt can never go away.
Yes.
It is something in the mind. It is internal. It would come every now and then in your mind at whatever thing you want to do. There's always a voice that's going to say, I don't think you can do it.
Yes.
There's always going to be a fear somewhere in your mind to attempt doing that. But what I always say is that what you should not do is allow it to overcome you. You should always find a way to get out of that self-doubt. And that moves us on to our next question. What was the greatest lesson that you've learned during that period in your life? What was the greatest lesson that you've learned that you can share with us today?
Thank you for asking that question. That's the easiest question. It's never too old to learn. That was the greatest lesson. It's never too old to learn. One is never. Age is just a number. And in doing my law degree, it showed every no one saw me as being 55.
No.
No one. Or 56. Even the teachers, they didn't.
Yeah.
They just didn't. And I was there letting that be a factor until I saw where they're not even thinking, what's your age?
No one has studied about your age. Everyone sees you as
Yes, they really didn't. And then when I was dressed in my gown and my robe, they were like, Lord, we did it. I say, yes, we did. Yes, we did. And then, they keep now looking to me. So what you going to do next? How can we do this? Are you going to go there? We want to, if you're going there, we will go there too. But I had to tell them, no, I want to be a mediator. Right. I want to do mediation. So I went in full force into my mediation, full force. I did not stop. But people, age is only a number. Mm-hmm. Don't let it deter you. Don't see age. See a number.
Yeah, I agree with you. And with your age, it's just in your mind. Yes. You're thinking everyone's looking at you, oh, she's the old lady or she's the elderly and she's only now doing law. And to be honest, you're the only one that is thinking that in your mind.
That is so true.
Because everybody around you just sees you like the same and just someone who's doing law. They see you as their classmate. Like I saw you as my classmate. Nothing had to do with age. Mm-hmm. I remember when I sat the common entrance in St. Vincent. And my first attempt at common entrance, and I failed. And as young as I was back then, I can remember feeling sad and down, and like all my friends have passed the common entrance, and now I've failed, and I didn't want to go to that secondary school. And my mom and my teachers, they believed in me that I can do it again and pass, but I did not believe in myself. Mm-hmm. I had so much self-doubt that I thought that, this is not for me. I didn't want to go back to repeat that class. Neither did I want to go on to a secondary school that I did not like. But what I did is that I had to believe in myself as well. I had to put away that self-doubt, because if my mom believed in me, my teachers believe I can do it, then why am I holding back myself with all this self-doubt of, I can't do better. I fear this, I fear that. And I went back and I reset the exam. I went back to grade 6 and I did the common entrance the second year. And I passed for one of the top schools in my country. And now that I'm reflecting with you in this conversation, I realized that because I believed in myself, and I trust in myself, it helped me to overcome that self-doubt. Mm-hmm. I use the affirmation that I can do it. Not just others believing in me, but I had to believe in myself as well. So I think with you, Lorna, along that journey, you realize that everything that you've been saying in your mind, everything that you've been thinking, that's not how it is. That's not how persons looked at you. Mm-hmm. And then so eventually you start to believe more in yourself. You start to trust more in your ability, and all the negative thoughts start to disappear. And as the days goes by and you come to class, you have to go online, the excitement gets stronger and stronger. Towards finishing. Was it 3 years or 4 years? I think it was 3 years.
Yes.
Towards finishing. And we saw the light at the end of the tunnel as it was getting closer. Yes. So, self-doubt is something that can keep persons down. And it can put you into a place that you do not want to be in. But as I always say, only you can take yourself away from self-doubt.
And sometimes also with self-doubt, you have to put something in the garage that whatever that self-doubt is, park it and branch off to another area that you can excelling and go forward. You really sometimes have to park it
Yeah.
and go forward in another lane.
Yes.
You're not jumping off your course, but you're just branching to another lane. And I had to do that also with law because I keep failing a simple subject like contract law, which I thought was my favorite. And I keep failing it. And I said, you know what? Leave that alone for a while. I think you're being too self-confident about it. So you keep failing it. And I switched another course and then went back after and did extremely well in contract law. So sometimes you have to park, put it in the garage and branch off and then go back for it. Nothing is wrong with doing that. Nothing.
I love that. It's okay to detour and come back.
Yes.
Good. It's okay to park whatever is happening around you in the garage and double back.
Yes.
It's all fair. Okay. I love that response. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, I'd just like to ask, do you have any tips or any advice that you would give to others who are experiencing self-doubt, who is going through a period of where they feel low, they have no confidence in themselves, and they're just going through a similar period like what you went through? What advice, as we're coming to an end, what advice would you give to other persons, be it persons around your age or be it younger person? What can you say to them about conquering self-doubt?
You first have to believe you can do it. I can if I think I can. If you're doubting yourself all the time, you wouldn't. So believe in yourself. Believe that you can do it. See the end goal. Don't see the dash. See the end goal and the dash will come. The journey will be even easier. So just take it one step at a time, one day at a time. If you don't achieve it that way, try another way. The only way to get to something is not to run to it. You can run around something, drive under, fly over. The thing is, see the end goal in mind. See you walking down that aisle to receive your certificate, your degree. See that final outcome that you want. And once you do that, everything will become easier. And another thing is, don't have doubting Thomas around you.
True.
Don't have doubting Thomases around you. You don't need that. Because if you have that self-doubt, doubting Thomases will just fuel that fire. You need positive thinkers around you. So try to keep away from this, from the doubting Thomases. Keep away from them. You don't need that. You wouldn't go nowhere if you stay with that bunch of people. So, and just keep putting one foot in front of the other. One foot in front of the other. And as you finish with one idea or one subject, just go to the next one. And who said you have to do 5 subjects in order to succeed? You don't.
No.
Do one, then one. It may take you 5 years, but the fact is you will finish.
Yes.
So you don't have to do all 5. Do what you can handle. If you know you're not a great reader, take one reading subject at a time. So know yourself, know who you are, and you will succeed. You will.
Yes.
You will.
Thank you so much for unlocking you. So just to add to what you've said and just to regurgitate what you've said, I've noted these few phrases. Believe you can do it.
Yes.
See the end goal. Do not see the dash.
Mm-hmm.
Keep away from doubting Thomases.
Yes.
I always believe that what is important is your mindset.
Yes.
And because self-doubt lingers in the mind most times, you have to have positive people around you.
Yes.
Because people will say this, they would say that, negative things, and then you would be the one in the end have all these negative thoughts going around in your mind. Can I do it? Should I do it? I don't think I'm good enough.
Yes.
So if you surround yourself with positive people, your mindset would most likely be positive. Unless you are strong enough to turn a negative into a positive. And sometimes it's a struggle to do that because you have to sit and you have to try to pull the positive out of the negative that was said to you.
So true.
So I agree with you. As best as you can, if you can avoid doubting Thomases around you, negative people around you, try to do that. The world was not built in one day. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it took many days to build the world. Yeah. So rightfully, as you said, one subject at a time, that's fine. Academically, things have evolved as to how someone achieve a degree. Back in the days where you had to do 4 or 5 courses at the same time, now you can do it at your own pace. And that is so good. So Miss Lorna has shared with us how she conquered self-doubt, reflecting on achievements as fuel for confidence. And today, I am sure that you're very happy that you did not allow self-doubt to make you not achieve your goal of studying law. You have done it. You've conquered it. You decide to go into the pathway of being a mediator, which is really good. And I'm sure you're proud of yourself that you have reached the end goal.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
So before we end, I'm going to do a 5 fun trivia question with you. Okay? So the first question is, which Caribbean island is a great producer of spices, also known as the Spice Isle of the Caribbean?
Oh, Grenada! Grenada!
Yes, it is. The next question is, which Caribbean island invented steel pan? Bing, bing, bing.
Oh.
It is. The next one is, what is your most favorite food? I was going to take an attempt at this one, but I think I'll get it wrong. What's your most favorite food?
Indian rice. Okra and rice.
Okra and rice. Good.
Yes.
Okay. I know you love Tobago. To your heart, to your bone.
Yes.
Tell us what is so special. One thing that is so special about Tobago.
The people. The people. The people.
That's true. And the last question. What was our favorite snack during our time at university in Trinidad and Tobago? What was our favorite snack?
Shortcake. It's a biscuit.
It has biscuits in it, but it's like a chocolate biscuit.
Caramel.
Yes.
It's still my favorite snack. It's still my favorite snack.
Yeah, it's still mine. It's still mine.
It's still my favorite snack.
It's still mine as well. So I want to thank you so much for joining me in this podcast today, Unlocking You. And thank you for unlocking yourself and for sharing with us. One thing I will take away from this podcast today is that you're never too old to achieve your goals. And do not at any point in time let self-doubt hinder you from achieving your success. And I want to thank you for, sharing that aspect of your life with us. It was greatly received. And thank you so much for joining us, Lorna.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Please continue to share, like, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend about Unlocking You podcast. Stay tuned to our next episode.